knowledge. Why have you not taken, well, Nigeria not maybe a minister for science or a minister for...
That is political.
No, it's not. No,
the best people.
Because
I got an information.
No, I got an information
that
during Jonathan era that some people approach, that the government approach you and you turn it down. That was what we heard then. That it was.
They said I turned it down?
Yes, that they wanted the one minister of science and technology to come and help the health sector. I mean, you are not too old to do that, sir. That's why, because you've been recognized all over the world.
No, I really did. That's not the word. I really did not say I turned it down.
No, that's what we heard.
I gave them what they want, but I advise that as Minister for Health is a political appointment, and as a politician in medicine, I can't perform.
A politician in medicine?
You can't perform.
What do you mean by that, politician in medicine?
A medical doctor in politics, let me reverse it.
Okay, sir.
You cannot perform the way politicians solve problems. The intrigues. You go to National Assembly to defend, then they come to you and ask you for bribe. You will read it there. NAFDAC. The NAFDAC. I read it yesterday night. The woman in charge of NAFDAC said they came to her and demanded for bribe. See, I was only guiding the Jonathan administration that if you want to solve the problem of the health sector,
yes, sir,
carve out outside the Ministry of Health,
yes, sir,
an office which is usually should be in the presidency, an office,
yes, sir,
for the Surgeon General of Nigeria.
Surgeon General
of Nigeria, yes. Surgeon General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I told them,
is that not going to be conflicting with the Minister of...
Why is it conflicting? Are you not listening to me?
Okay, sir.
One is political. If I am Surgeon General of this country, I will not be attending council meetings and all that.
Fake.
I will work, it's like working in the field. There will be no political interaction. It's more prestigious for me to be Minister for Health, so tomorrow I will say I was Minister for Health. But I told them, carve this office and give me 1 year. Even if you like, don't pay me my salary.
You need your salary.
At the end of 1 year, you can give it back to me if I have performed. 1 year, give me money to function. And all these problems, health issues that we are crying, we will make sure we tackle them.
This is noble.
Before Ebola came, Lassa fever came, I had mentioned, I had warned that particularly before Ebola came, we will be talking about communicable diseases, infectious diseases, transcontinental sicknesses, transnational illnesses, zoonotic diseases, how they should be solved and curtailed.
Prevention.
Nobody heard about us. Nobody heard about us.
They didn't listen to you, sir.
Nobody heard about all these things. They are more interested in the politics which comes with money, where you can dip your hand in the government's coffer and you bring a lot of money to buy houses in foreign lands, to buy houses in the best places in the world.
Maybe Dubai, London, America, Australia.
That's right. But I said no. Create this office, the Surgeon General office for Nigeria. Give me to pioneer it. Ikoyi-Lagos was working along that framework.
The late Professor Ikoyi-Lagos.
Yes, although he was a minister, you find that he did better than all the ministers all put together.
Right,
because he was doing exactly what I said we should do. Because
was concentrated.
That's the position of the primary health care position. But the primary healthcare position as it is today, a director general in the primary healthcare cannot function because he's going to work under the minister. The minister is a politician, and there is coloration of politics in everything that he does. And I say, carve this office out of that. Put it directly under the presidency. Let the president be seeing what this man is doing. Let us solve the problem of Nigeria, the health issues of Nigeria.
Our local problem.
And then Ebola came. Thank God for
Adedabo.
Adedabo, who shielded it and paid
with her life
the supreme price. Adedabo. I'm happy my daughter works with, functions with them. She was the national coordinator of the Adedabo Foundation when she came from the US before she was called back. It's good to be associated with such good things. But while we were struggling for the Ebola, I also cried out that this one is a child's play. The other one that is coming is called Lassa fever. How did I know that?
How did you discover this?
When you go around Nigeria, but Lagos is clean now, you will see the heaps of death. Dead animals all over the place, dead things, smelling environment. Then I said, the population, if Nigeria has a population of about 200 million, you can imagine the rat population in Nigeria.
Rat population. The winners
because per square meter, it is because of this that we are gathered here.
Yes, sir. In your
but I can tell you,
your small sitting room.
Yes. If this was a heap of smelling dead things, you know the population of rats in this small place will be up to 100,000.
They are always, it's like they're increasing now.
The big ones.
They're increasing now.
They give birth to many.
And small ones.
Yes.
On your
and the cockroaches and all those things.
Yes, associated elements.
So
now, how did you solve it?
That is why I say, let us solve that problem, create an environment or an organization or an office that will combat
a preventive strategy.
That's right.
So why didn't they listen to you?
Why are you asking me? I don't take decisions. I fought this thing to Jonathan's table. People were telling me he's on his table. I started going after him. There are things I cannot say here because they're not nice. I would have said it. Even when President Muhammadu Buhari defeated him, and after we knew he was no more going to be in office, they were still deceiving me. And of course, anybody will tell you how they take money in that place. Once you are there, they will be, your boy is carrying fire and all that. So, would you just leave there like that? They will look at your face, maybe. So, they still came to start deceiving me. That even though he has left, he's going to leave office, but the files on his table, he's trying to clear them. Go, your file is there. I had to attend Jonathan's Thanksgiving service, which was long after he was defeated, because they deceived me that he can still do it.
And you are still buying into the deception.
So I flew from here for the Thanksgiving, attended the Thanksgiving, I met him, we shook hands. What did I do? I said, if I go, if he sees me, maybe he will remember that I have something on his table. Yeah. But nothing came out of it. Nothing comes out of anything which is utterly political. Because people are always thinking of what is in it for them.
But taking...
Even I understood that the president even told some people that I'm struggling because I'm looking for an appointment.
You are looking for a man of value like you, looking for an appointment. Was that's an insult?
I was told.
So how did you feel?
Me? Do I think about it? I don't think about things people say. I don't think. God doesn't allow it to stay in my memory.
So with that,
God doesn't allow it to stay in my memory.
With that experience, I mean, how did you feel for Nigeria, and especially for the medicine? You know, till today now we still have VIPs, politically exposed people traveling to London to take their
treatment, and they
traveling to America,
they will die there.
And eventually, so
everybody will not be as lucky.
A former president went to Israel. That is David Mark.
Everybody will not be as lucky as President Muhammadu Buhari.
Why do you say so, sir?
He went and came back.
But
what I'm telling you, many people go, they don't come back alive. They don't come back better. They just cover up what is happening to them until when they will die here. And they will rush them back again and they will die. Set it up here in Nigeria, which is within reach. You know what it took? To travel, transport President Yar Adua from here to Saudi Arabia, when he had his crisis, and he was having difficulty breathing. I keep saying it. They don't always have the best doctors to manage them because, like I told you, anything political, there is nothing good that comes out of it. Because why? As politicians, they will not want, if you are Igbo, you won't want a Yoruba or an Hausa doctor to treat you. If you are Hausa, you won't like Igbo or Yoruba doctor to treat you. Not to talk about those of us who are minorities. Because for fear that they may be brought over and they may kill you. So in the process, they don't go for the best doctors. So when our president had this problem, all they did, the inexperienced, uninformed medical doctor that must have been attached to him,
Oh my God.
And they will put the oxygen mask on his face. But because he's inexperienced, he does not know that when you want to manage a patient who is not breathing well, when you want to give oxygen to a patient who is not breathing well, you don't only need oxygen. You need oxygen, and you also need a means of delivering the oxygen into his lungs. The natural means is for the patient to be breathing. Now, for somebody who is very ill, he may not be breathing well, as in the case of our president.
That's Yar Adua. President Yar Adua.
He may not be breathing well. So what you do is to assist him to take in as much oxygen as possible. But if you just put this thing on his face and assume that he's taking in enough, by the time he gets to wherever you're taking him to, that woman, that patient, that man has suffered from insufficient oxygen and likely to have a brain damage. That patient suffered from cerebral anosmia, and consequently, if it is severe, which is severe cerebral anosmia, when you're going to fly for 6 hours, not having enough oxygen, what really could have happened is cerebral damage, brain damage. And with brain damage, severe brain damage, you are close to brain death. If the brain dies, it doesn't mean you have died. Except some part of the brain which control the vital organs of the body, like the heart. There is a part of the brain that controls the heart. If your heart wants to be beating, keep beating, because that part is not affected, you will live for another 20 years. If the heart is not affected, if the part controlling the heart is not affected, you will live for as long as the heart can beat. Blood will be going. But you are a living vegetable. You are a living vegetable. You cannot see, you cannot talk, you cannot reason, you cannot eat, but they can be feeding you with tubes. And of course, it's not me that said it. Did the wife of our president not cry that there is no Panadol in Aso Clinic?
No, that's Mr. Buhari.
Yes,
lady, yeah.
That's the wife of our president.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, are you thinking that Buhari did not approve money for Panadol?
I'm so shocked. I'm embarrassed.
No, it's not Buhari.
I'm confused, sir.
It's not his problem. It is the country you are in.
But when she released that statement last year, the whole country shook. It
Yes.
was like,
Yes.
it was like, it can't be true.
Yeah, but the point that I'm trying to drive home is not that Buhari did not approve money for Panadol. But who are those that were in charge of providing the hospitals with Panadol?
Those unseen faces, who are they?
Who ate the money that Mr. President approved for Panadol that the woman is complaining about? That is the fault of Nigeria. It's not the fault of the presidency. It's not the fault of the other ones can contribute to it. But at least we know the assembly appropriated money for these things approved by the president, and of course these monies never got to their destination.
But when you had information that there was no Panadol in Asuro Clinic, you as somebody who has passed through the gamut of power, that channel before, how did you feel? I mean, as
I can only feel depressed. What do you want me to feel? The highest person has spoken. That's the wife of the president. He spoke, cried out. He didn't cover it because the husband is president. She did not cover it. So she has spoken. What will I say again? You want me to talk? Who will listen to me?
Because you are, I mean...
You are not listening to me. The wife of the president has spoken.
Okay.
In a function, if once the chairman has spoken, do you still speak again?
No, sir.
If you raise your hand, they will say, put your hand down. Right. So that is it. The wife of the president spoke and genuinely spoke. Are you getting my point?
I got it, sir. I got it, sir.
So the point here is that what are we talking about?
We are in
the character of this, the Nigerian character, corruption, which Mr. President says he wants to cure Nigeria on.
How?
But he's having I'm sure he's going to have problem. But I pray to God that he should help him, because this is a serious problem. Even as in the military, when I was doing my research work,
yes, sir.
President Abacha, the head of state, General Abacha, I was told by one of his aides, asked, have you gotten the money the head of state sent to you? I said, which money? I didn't get any money. He said, General Abacha sent you $90,000 for your research work. I said, I didn't get it. He told me to go to Department of the Defense Research and Development. I'm going to ask somebody. I said, not that I did not go there to ask, but when nobody gave me any answer, wisdom taught me to withdraw, because if I mention it, those who had that money will have put my name in a research list, in a retirement list, Jesus, and send me out of the army. So I did not. So all I did was to wait for my time.
This thing is so bad.
But I was going to have it. when Abdul Salam became president of Nigeria, he asked the Air Vice Marshal Alani Dagash.
Amin Dagash
Dagash
from Borno State. Yeah.
Right, who took over as Chief of Defense Staff to look for me. And Amin Dagash was looking for me all over the place, asking people, who is this Ovadje? Who is this Ovadje? Until it got to me to know that he was looking for me. He told people that they should ask me to see him. So I went to see him. So when I went to see him, in his house, at the defense house here, he discussed with me. Are you the one? I said, yes, sir. The president is always talking about you. I looked at him. Then I said, I should see him in the office. I went to the office. And he gave me money to support my patent applications and all the things that they asked me, they wanted me to do. If director, if not, it won't reach my hand, so don't be surprised when there is no Panadol in the hospital.
Oh my God.
So sometimes too, I feel for Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari because of the project he has decided to carry. Nigeria have a high capacity for mischief, and the corruption level is deep-rooted. To be able to dig it out is the problem this old man is going to face. Yes.
This is crazy.
I have been, some people tell me it's also corrupt, it's this, it's that. But I know, what much I know about him.
That's President Buhari.
Yes. I have been to, he doesn't know this much, but he knows me. I was immediately, he left office and he was free to leave the detention wherever they kept him.
In Benin City.
He went to
Daura.
He left. I flew myself and Alhaji Sani Daura, who is a businessman from Canada, from Daura too.
Okay, okay.
Because I went with him, we flew down to Daura, to Kano, where he put me in a hotel in Kano City. Carried me that we can now go. We left early.
Yeah, by
so
road.
that we can meet the president.
By road.
The then President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yeah.
And we got there. He took me to a compound, and I saw a small a bungalow.
Bungalow.
So when he told me this is the home of General Muhammadu Buhari, I'm telling you the truth, I was shocked. Now I read in one paper that it was recently that he added another toilet to the bungalow, which means at the time I saw it, many years ago, there was only one toilet for a man who was not only president of Nigeria, military president of Nigeria. He was the chairman of Presidential Task Force on Petroleum. You know this?
Of course. Yes, even a Minister of Petroleum.
Yeah, Minister of Petroleum.
Yeah, Minister.
And now Chairman of Petroleum.
PTF, under General Basha. Was the Minister of Petroleum, was the Governor of Borno, so
yes.
Other states, yeah, at the time.
Governor of Northeastern State.
Northeastern State, yeah. During General Yakubu Gowon's era.
Yes. So, for that man who went to that level, that height, must have seen money now.
A lot of time.
And yeah, was at the time when some of us have built bungalows with 5 bedrooms. With 5 bedrooms, you have 5 toilets. Because each room is ensuite.
Yes, ensuite.
But the president had a building that I had one toilet. I got to know where somebody was doing some analysis on him. Not too long, maybe last year or early this year, that he had added another toilet to his bungalow. Whereas we have many of them who are buying houses all over the place. Look at.
Very expensive homes.
Look at.
In South Africa, in London, in Dubai.
Yes.
Even up
So
to Saudi Arabia.
The truth is that because he's qualified, as far as I'm concerned, if truly that is the truth about his life.
Spartan.
So, but the only thing I benefited was when we got to his house and they told us he had left for Abuja. And nobody can tell us his house in Abuja because somebody told Sani Daura that he doesn't have, they don't think he has a house in Abuja. For such a person.
I'm surprised too.
So, Alaji Sani said we should go to the Emir's palace. So we went to the Emir's palace because they said the Emir is giving out his two daughters at the same time. The same day.
Yeah.
So we were now there to be his guest. That is why you see, are you seeing that?
Yes, yeah.
That is, you are correct. That is it.
Yes, I've said
Yes.
it. Yeah.
That is me and the Emir of Daura.
They turban you immediately.
Yes, and Sani, Alaji Sani Daura, who was my neighbor here, living in Ikoyi.
That's interesting.
That the president of Nigeria.
So that is the integrity story you found out on President Muhammadu Buhari.
That's right.
So, but do you think he can face and fight corruption? 4 years just passed, and the whole thing became so.
Let's assume that he prepared the ground for him to be able to fight it.
Can you repeat yourself, sir?
Let us assume and believe that he used that last 4 years because of the foundation of corruption in Nigeria being so deep and so broad and so firm. The concretized foundation of corruption.
Concretized foundation.
So he used the last 4 years to prepare himself. And he may use these 4 years to uproot it.
Uproot corruption.
He needs that.
Because you just talk about the concretized foundation. And when you concretize something,
it's very hard
to uproot. When you use concrete, your house here now, you concretize it so heavily, it's not bamboo.
Yeah.
So how do you think he's going to do it? What do you think he needs to fight corruption? I mean,
the man took this project for himself. Is that what I told you?
Yes, sir.
Mr. President took the project. Nobody advised him to go and fight corruption. He saw it as a cankerworm that was destroying the fabrics and the foundation of the Nigerian system. And he took that project
Upon himself.
said I will solve it. And of course, why should God not even help him to solve it?
Maybe that was why he didn't even die.
Exactly.
Escape.
Your friend said so. That he was, they removed all, cleaned out.
His body system.
His
But you're
body
talking about
system.
Prophet Tibetan. Prophet MQ Tibetan.
Oh, is this a fan? He's a good fan of the president. He loves it. Even when I try to play the devil's advocate sometimes when I'm talking with him, he said, "No, General, don't worry. Just watch." I said, my fear is these people, the cankerworm is, you know what it is? It's worse than cancer.
That's corruption.
Jesus. So, but he believes in him. And let us pray that God will help us.
But sir, if you are made today, you are called to come and serve as a minister of science or minister of health, no matter where it panders to. Are you going to honor your father's land? And are you going to say you still want to be the Surgeon General, or you're going to honor this time and see what you can do?
No.
I want to ask you.
No. It's better to fight from inside. I can go in as minister, yes, and from there, it will be easier for me to convince the government, the president, about the need for that office. Why these other people will not do it is because they are politically inclined. Now they are thinking about the amount of money that will be voted for that office. And my suggestion is that that office should not be under any political office. It should be directly supervised from the presidency.
You mean Surgeon General?
Yes, because if you don't, there will be a clash between the Surgeon General and the Minister
Of Health.
Who is going to control the vote?
Are they? The minister. The minister.
For her.
The political.
That is why that office doesn't need to be under anybody. As a matter of fact, it should be autonomous. That Surgeon General. Look, put Surgeon General. All the countries of the world that are progressive, where healthcare is fantastic, they all have Surgeon Generals. The United States of America has Surgeon Generals. There is the Secretary of State who represents the minister. He is a minister, but they call the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of this. In America, you have the Secretary of State. Here we have a Minister of Health. There you have the Secretary of Health. Secretary of State for Health. That's the Deputy Secretary or Assistant Secretary for Health. In Russia, you have the Surgeon General. In Canada, you have the Surgeon General. In the UK, you have the Surgeon General. In Ireland, you have Surgeon General. In Austria, you have Surgeon General. In China, you have Surgeon General. In Israel, you have Surgeon General. In all these countries, big countries,
with advanced health facility,
advanced
health culture,
you have the Surgeon General's office,
which is apolitical.
Yes. And I was privileged to work with all these people because I was the chief, because we don't have a Surgeon General. I was privileged to be the chief of delegation representing Nigeria, leading Nigeria to the World Congress of Military Medicine. To tell you how gregarious Nigerians are. Sometimes people come from the ministry or from the places that are not medical. They are senior people in government, so they want to take the position of chief of delegates.
No, Esther Code. Because of Esther Code.
But I would be the one to do everything.
To do the rough job.
That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. So why is Nigeria running away from the position of Surgeon General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when all countries that matter all have Surgeon Generals? Surgeon Generals. And in that position, I represented Africa, Asia, and the Pacific.
That was another
in that
conference.
Working committee.
Working committee over
Yes.
there.
And when I was when America was to host the world body.
Yes, sir.
I was the only black man, I think, who was put in that committee. So they sent me ticket, I fly down, they put me in hotel to attend a meeting of 2 days. Then I will come back. Then after about 2-3, they send me ticket, then I will go. Now I was a member of that scientific committee. Scientific committee that planned the program, that committee, 2005, 2004 Congress.
Yeah.
Of course. And also in Germany, they also have a Surgeon General.
In Germany.
Oh yes.
That's interesting.
Yes. All Estonia, all these countries, almost countries in Europe and America, Asia, they all have Surgeon Generals.
So why can't Nigeria just learn from that?
Surgeon Generals of the Federation. And I was in what do you call it? Even as a lieutenant colonel.
As a lieutenant colonel?
I was representing. I was in that role, and I functioned very well because I remember in Augsburg in Germany, I was elected chairman of the special scientific session for the United Nations deployment of troops, that's soldiers, on foreign missions. I was not a full colonel then. I was not a general then.
Just lieutenant colonel?
Yes, but I was given that position.
And that's a huge position.
I functioned very well. So why is Nigeria not having the position of a Surgeon General and hold somebody responsible for the healthcare delivery system of Nigeria? Leave policies out to the minister and his team. In Nigeria, there is nothing like there's nothing they are doing to improve on the healthcare delivery. It's just haphazard.
That's a very sad reality, sir.
When I found myself as a director of a private hospital that is really doing well, primary healthcare, we have it, but clinical governance became a core area for us to do medicine. Like you say, you have ISO 2000, ISO 2000.
ISOs
With
and ISOs.
clinical governance, you can't be deceiving yourself. And that is what the Lily Hospital in Benin, Edo State, in Warri, Delta State, and very soon in Victoria Island, Lagos.
What's that about, Lily? Why is it different?
That's the name of the hospital.
Why did you take it to the south, and why is it not starting here? That's a good thing. The Lily.
It's not my own. I'm just a director there.
Okay. So these are the.
But it's in these three places. Why should you put it in one place? If you put it in Warri alone, can you travel from Lagos there for healthcare?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's the same people, but they are everywhere. Well, I'm telling you this because what are the core performance governed by clinically governed is embedded in their practice.
Lily Hospital.
Yes.
You know why I'm asking this question? The cost of health tourism every year is almost running to millions of dollars.
They know why. Even if you put the best hospital here, they will still not go.
There's no.
They will look for a way to collect money for extra code.
Extra codes. So is it that we are insane or what?
I don't know. Don't tell me. Don't tell them that I told you they were insane. No. Some of them, maybe those who will make me tomorrow, I don't know. Because most times my enemies make me.
Oh, before we round up the interview now, I want to throw this question to you, sir. You raised the issue of what can I call it? Ethnic sensitivity. I mean, ethnic fear, whereby the head of state is from the northern part of the country, and the best doctor in the presidency is from the southern part of the country, or the head of state is from the western part of the country, and the best doctor is from the northern part of the country, and reduce mutual distrust.
Mutual suspicion.
So it's a mutual suspicion. I mean, how do we eradicate that? How can we create a national health system? I mean, a nationalistic, patriotic health system whereby I'm in Nigeria, I might be from Kaduna, I might be from Kogi State, and I could treat my president who is from Oyo State or from Abeokuta. How do we sensitize ourselves and get out of this mutual suspicion, whereby we have to now surrender ourselves to mediocrity or mediocres?
It is because we do not have a clear conscience. We know that a clear conscience fears no accusation, fears no whatever. Why should I be afraid of my northern colleagues who I know were trained in ABU or trained in other universities? Why should I be afraid of them not to treat me? Why should I? And if I'm the president of Nigeria or a minister or anything, why should I be afraid that because I am from the south or south, a Yoruba doctor
Cannot
should
touch
not touch me? An Hausa doctor should not touch me. If my conscience is clear, any doctor can treat me. If I have not offended him, why do I think that he will hurt me?
or inject you with poison, like they always have.
Why do I think that somebody will tell a doctor who is a trained person that, please, can you inject that man? We don't want him to be our president or our minister.
It's even senile. Senile to say so. Very senile. On the last note, sir, if you have to sit with President Muhammadu Buhari now, one-on-one, meeting one-on-one today, what's going to be your chief advice to him? We saw the way he ran the country in 4 years. Now we're in the second term.
In the health sector, you mean?
Yes, in the health sector.
Yes.
And you also saw what happened with the NHI scandal, where a professor was removed by the Minister of Health, and he was reinstated, and they say he stole money, he did that. There are a lot of politics and all that. And people now
that is not the issue.
Okay.
That issue, you're not going political.
Okay.
That is so because the ingredients of politics
Well, I would unleash.
were there.
Okay.
But that's why I said, when I suggested the office of the Surgeon General, remove it from that competitive environment between the Surgeon General and the minister or ministers. Are you getting my point?
I get it. I'm getting it.
So it shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a competition. There shouldn't be fear. And I will still tell you that is my passion. The office of the Surgeon General of the Federation of Nigeria is important.
Can you fit in, sir?
If I'm proposing it, why can't I fit in?
Yeah, I think I'm very confident with that, sir. Really.
Why can't I fit in? It is what we do. And we know those who can make it out. I can't do it alone. But there is a team of knowledgeable materials that can be called to play, to work in that position, not to leave me. I have people who are so passionate about the Nigerian health sector, making it work. Professor Anna, who was a one-time commissioner for health in Cross River, he sleeps it.
He eats and sleeps it.
Yes. That is all we say, we discuss every time we are together. The health sector.
Professor Hannah.
Anna, A-N-A. Yes. So, the point, not only himself,
You have others.
most members of the board of directors of Lily Hospital, that is what we dream. How Nigerian hospital can be. Maybe one day, maybe I should sponsor that. We will go to worry. You make a talk of the Lily Hospital. We will go to Benin. You make a talk of the Lily Hospital. And Lagos, you make a talk of the new spoke, we call them spokes, the new medical outfit in Victoria Island. It's as if you are in America or in the UK.
Best treatment. And
Yes.
good atmosphere.
What would be different between the office of the Surgeon General and the existing Ministry of Health? What would
Minister of
affect-
Health. I said something about, you find that in the ministries, particular offices where you have ministers. How do they get there? They are politically appointed.
But sir, to perform
In the performance I've told you now, that one will do policies. One will shun out policies that will guide the healthcare system. The minister's office under the minister shouldn't be overseeing the sale of drugs, the supply of drugs. But I can tell you the director of pharmaceuticals in the Ministry of Health, the director of pharmaceuticals cannot spend money to buy drugs, to allocate drugs, without the minister overlooking his shoulder. If he's going to spend so amount of money, the minister must have an input. Maybe the contractor is coming to supply will come from the minister. And at that level, you cannot really do much because you don't want to offend that contractor who will go back and tell your boss, the minister, that you are reluctant, that you are not happy. Even lie on your head, you won't be there to defend it and create enmity between you. But I'm talking about an office that will not need that kind of gagging. The minister is a busy man because he's a political figure. He's a professional they will take there, but he's not functioning as a professional. That is why I said, when they were, they told me this, and I told them, can't function well with the existing structure of the ministry. Set up an office, appoint a minister, set up an office of the Surgeon General of the Federation. We are trying to see whether we should start all over again and go through the National Assembly, which is, we're trying to be thinking that Jonathan can facilitate it for us. That's why we went straight to it. If Jonathan had even sent it to the Assembly, National Assembly, we would have been happy to go and defend it there.
But what do you think caused his not concentration? Was it?
Go. How many things did Jonathan do right? How many things? He was overwhelmed with this thing. That is why. Not that he cannot do it well or do it right, but he was overwhelmed. There were too many people who were not sincere.
Hovering around him.
All they wanted is money.
Free,
and if you
free
walk
cash.
into their environment, you don't look like somebody who has money, you are not recognized. If you say anything or present anything, they will look at your shoe and look at your, this is very well, whether you are normal.
Your wristwatch.
Your wristwatch. Yeah? What is it?
We want to thank you.